everybody and welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for joining me and my Rover Mini Cooper Sports Pack, which is the current project in the Pocket Rocket garage. Now, the Rover Mini Cooper engine and front subframe are finally out and they're sitting here in all their glory. Absolutely covered in oil and grease, but we'll get to that at a later stage. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's watching the videos and all of you new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. If you like the content I'm doing, which is welding, cutting, grinding, welding, cutting, grinding, then you're going to love this channel because that's what it's all about, and it'll be a lot of that for quite a while before we see any progress into the stages of paint and putting bits back together. But for now, I'm happy taking the parts off, giving them a good clean and refurbish, putting them away for storage, and then we'll get back onto the bodywork as soon as we can. Firstly, today, I'm going to take a look at the intake manifold because that's what I took off last time with the throttle body on it. That needs a really good clean and probably just a good overhaul, making sure everything looks all right and get it to be as clean as I like things to be, and then that will be stored away, ready to go back on. Have you not thought about actually labelling some of these parts up and storing them away properly so they don't all get mixed up? Of course I'm going to do that. What do you think I am, stupid? That was going to be my next step, you know, put it all in bags and label it up, just so that I don't ever get them lost and mixed up. Cheek of it. Anyway, let's get cracking on today's video and see how clean we can get some of the parts, and then we might have another look at the engine itself and see what the next process will be with that. I've got my morning brew, and it's a good cuppa, but it's not a lovely cuppa. That's because I had to make it myself today. Now, I've got the inlet manifold and the throttle body housing here ready to go. I've got some cleaning tools. I've got some long cleaning brushes. I've got normal toothbrush and cleaning brush. And then tool-wise, to take it apart, I've got an Allen key star bit torque set, and I've got a normal socket set. That should be enough to take it all apart and clean it thoroughly. I'm going to throw it onto time lapse and speed it all up, and then I'll stop it at certain areas and try and get the camera right in to show you the detail. Let's go. My tea's still warm, so that shows how quick it was to take this all apart, and it's even quicker when you're watching it on time lapse. I'll get the camera now and show you how dirty this all is up close. One tip, the only extra tool I needed was a 19mm spanner to undo this sensor. Let's get you in. Now it's all disassembled, I'm going to start cleaning it. First of all, I'm going to take the intake manifold and drop it in a bucket of really hot soapy water just to try and loosen off all of the dirt. The throttle body housing is all cleaned up, looks really nice. Put that to one side now, and I'm going to take out the inlet manifold from the bucket of hot water. It's been soaking in there for half hour or so. This should make the dirt come off a lot easier. Now it's had a good soak. I don't think you need to watch any more footage of me cleaning the intake manifold. There's only so much you can watch, even on time-lapse. It's come out really well. There was a lot of dirt in the actual material embedded in, so it did take a lot longer to clean. But I've got there in the end, and I'm really pleased with it. Especially as it's just using normal cleaning products, nothing special, so this can be done at home easily. All the other parts are cleaned as best I can get them. I've got a couple of parts I'm going to order because they're too far gone rust-wise, so I'd rather buy new ones. They don't cost a lot, so I'll get them replaced and then I'll put it back together and show you the results next week on the next video. So it's something to look forward to. Now, because I haven't got the parts here and they're on order to actually fully finish this off on video, I'm a little bit disappointed. So what I've done is I've repaired something else. Now, the part that I've took off and I've repaired, which you'll see in a minute, is something I took out of the engine bay very early on. It's the alternator cover. It's made of plastic and you can't buy them anymore anywhere unless you find one second hand, of course. But I thought, you know what, it's the original one that's come with the car. Let's repair it rather than replacing it. So take a look. The small piece that broke away I've held in place with some super glue. I'm now taking just normal baking powder, the stuff you use for cakes, and I'm putting it in the area where the break is. I'm just going to push it into place using the back of a spoon and create a nice chamfered edge. Now take a good quality super glue, and what you want to do with this is you want to pour it, but you really want to direct the majority of the super glue onto the area of baking powder that will be your repair section. You'll see I've got a lot of excess baking powder, and really I don't want to cover this in super glue because I do want to get rid of this very shortly. All I'm going to use now is a small thin file, and I'm just checking the area itself to make sure it's already setting, and I'm also flicking any excess super glue onto the repair area. Now I can wipe away any excess super glue, and then I can actually turn it over finally to get rid of all the excess baking powder that I don't need. I'm adding even more super glue onto the repair area just so I know it soaks thoroughly into the baking powder. I can then take the file once again, and I'm just checking to see which areas have set and move any excess super glue onto the repair area. Now I'm going to break away any of the excess that's not really required. You can see that that came away really easily because it hasn't quite set and taken to the plastic. The mixture of both the baking powder and super glue creates a really solid cement-like resin. So I'm going to name this Super Bake Resin. So if I ever refer to that again, Super Bake Resin, that is the mixture of baking powder and super glue together. I'm now just using some sandpaper and my file to try and shape the resin and create a nice chamfered edge. I'm just going back and forth now with my file, adding a bit more super glue where I need to and shaping the Super Bake resin as best I can. To finish the piece off, I'm now just using some tyre shine, which I find works really well on plastic components. Just going to rub it into the material and then buff it off. This should leave it looking factory fresh. Here's the finished repair section using the Super Bake resin. I'm so pleased I've repaired another original part from the Mini Cooper. I'm really pleased with the results on this. All I used was baking powder and some super glue, and it looks like new. Yes, you can see the repair section. If I really wanted to, I could put some black satin paint over that just to cover it up. But I'm really chuffed with that. A big happy birthday now to Esme, who's 6 today, and she's a big fan of the YouTube channel. Her dad watches it, and he himself has got an old Land Rover, but secretly he wants a classic Mini. Now the channel's getting bigger and bigger each week, which I'm really pleased about. Thanks everyone for watching the videos and subscribing. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do, and click on the bell and it will give you a notification when the latest Pocket Rocket Garage video has been uploaded. Now before I go, I just want to try something on the intake manifold. So I'm going to do it now, and all I'll say is I'll see you on the next one.